the screen properly, please type 1 in the chat box. If my voice is clear as well as able to see the screen properly, please type 1 in the chat box. Okay, thank you very much. If you're able to recollect, what is the discussion happened in the last lecture? In the last lecture, we are trying to understand the orphan process and the zombie process. Suppose if parent execution is completed first before the child, now can you tell me child becomes, if parent is completed first before the child becomes orphan, child becomes orphan. So this child process, for this child process, who is going to become a parent in this case? For this child process, who is going to become a parent? Can I say init is going to become a parent? This we observed it. In a reverse case, if parent is there and child is there, if child is completed first before the parent, then child becomes zombie. Zombie process is nothing but a dead process which doesn't have any. Zombie process is nothing but a dead process which doesn't have any pending instructions to execute, but still it is present in the RAM. When we type to PS, you'll observe D function state, even though there is no pending instructions. The process manager is not removing the child from the zombie. The reason we started thinking why the process manager is not removing the child from the zombie, I told you, child need to send the status to the parent, parent need to collect the status. If this event is happened, then the process manager will remove the child from the zombie. Again, process management is designed in such a way that parent and child relations is designed in such a way that child at the time of exiting, at the time of terminating, child need to send its exit status. Who need to send exit status to whom? Can you tell me who need to send exit status to whom? Can I say the child need to send, use exit or underscore exit to send the exit status to its parent? Child need to use exit or underscore exit to send the exit status to its parent. And parent need to collect the exit status using, parent need to collect the status using wait or wait PID. Parent need to collect the status using the wait or using the wait PID. So we started thinking about the exit function. Exit function is a library function. Exit function is a library function. Exit function we can use in a two different ways. One is exit 0 and another one is exit 1. Have you observed? There are two macros, exit underscore success, exit underscore failure. As a story based discussion, if you do it, parent is created a child and parent is created the child and assigned one work to the child. Normally, generally, if I say parent is created a child process and assigned one work to the child. So what is the child responsibility? Child responsibility is to send a status of that work to the parent. So if child is sending exit 0 means child is sending exit 0 to the parent. So then parent understand that child is terminated successfully and normal termination. If child is sending exit 1 to the parent, when the parent is collected that 1, then parent understands that child is terminated normally but failure. I told you any process can terminate in a two different ways. Any process can terminate in a two different ways. One is a normal termination and another one is a abnormal termination. Again, any process can terminate in a two different ways. One is a normal termination and another one is an abnormal termination. Can you tell me when you use exit 0, exit 1 that is treated as a normal termination? Abnormal termination means because of some signal. Then I told you exit function before terminating the process, it will do some works. Again, I told you what the exit function will do before exiting the process, before terminating the process, it will do some works such as what is the task one? All functions registered with at exit and on exit are called in the reverse order of their registration. Today we need to discuss this. Yesterday, to understand this, I told you one scenario. Suppose you are going out, you need to lock the house. So then what is you will do is directly you will not lock. Some of the things you will do, then you will lock it. First you will check the gas connection. Second you will check any switches are on or off. All the things you will take care. Then you will close the door. Similarly here also, when exit is exiting, when exit is terminating the process, before terminating the process, it will do this work. What is the work? First work. All functions registered with at exit and on exit are called in the reverse order of the registration. You'll see that. So I hope the student who asked just now, I hope that is clear to you. Anyway, we'll talk about at exit now. I'm opening the man page of at exit. Man at exit. Man at exit. All of you noted down the prototype of at exit. All of you noted down the prototype of at exit. What is the return type of at exit? What is the return type of at exit? Integer. What is the argument? What is the argument? Function pointer. Argument is a function pointer. Means will you agree for at exit you need to pass another function address? Can you say this is a callback function? Again, for at exit we need to pass another function address as an argument. I don't know you able to recollect when I started with a concept called function pointer, we discussed this such type of scenario. So you need to pass one function address. Which function? The function should take nothing. The function should return nothing. Again, for at exit, we need to pass one function address. This function should take nothing, should return nothing. Such type of function addresses you need to pass. Observe what is the at exit will do. At exit register a function to be called at normal process termination. What the at exit will do is register a function to be called at normal process termination. Register a function to be called at normal process termination means you need to, using this at exit, you need to register this function. When this function is going to be called, when this function is going to be called, when the process is terminating normally. This is just for registration purpose. Suppose you have some campus, will you agree you need to register first? You have any campus, or if you want to go to somewhere, you need to first register. At that time you need to prove this, you need to take the exam, you need to go for an exam. So registration. This at exit is used just only used to register a function to be called at normal process termination. Now, the at exit function registers the given function to be called at normal process termination. What is the meaning of normal process termination? What is the meaning of normal process termination? Answer is either via exit or return from the program's main. From the main function returns also, that is treated as a normal termination. Again, the at exit function registers the given function to be called at normal process termination. Normal termination means via exit or via return from the main. From the main process, if it is returned, then that is also considered as a normal termination. Again, from the main process, when it is returned, that is also called as a normal termination. Is that is clear? From the main process, main function, if it is returned, that is also treated as a normal termination. So I'll show you this better if I show you this one example. Vi 0309 underscore 1 dot c hash include header dot h void abc void. I hope all of you might have remembered, if you are designing the function above the main, you no need to declare it. Will you agree? If you are designing the function above the main, you no need to declare it. Okay, so printf in abc. First tell me, first which function will execute, main or abc function? Main. Who will call the main? When my program is loaded into the RAM, first main function execution starts. Who will call the main? Can I say underscore start calls the main? Now printf. Hello. What this printf will do? Will you agree printf is a function? Predefined function? Will you agree printf is a library function? What it will do? It will print hello on the screen. After that, at exit. Now, can you tell me what I am passing to the printf? Can you tell me what is the argument I am passing to the printf? Can I say string I am passing? For printf, I am passing the string. String name represents a base address. For at exit, what I am passing? For at exit, what I am passing? ABC. Function name represents a base address. Name of the function treated as a base address. Will you agree? What is this at exit will do? Will it call this ABC? What is this at exit will do? Will it call this ABC? No. It will register. It will register. When this ABC is going to be called? When this ABC function is going to be called? When my process terminates. When my process terminates normally. Is at exit is a blocking function? Is at exit is a blocking function? No. At exit is not a blocking function. At exit will not call ABC function. At exit is just simply used to register one function. That function is called when process is terminating normally. At exit is used to register one function. If you register multiple functions, then if you register multiple functions, how the functions are called? How the functions are called? Called in the reverse order of the registration. Again, when you register multiple functions, how the functions are called? Those are called in the reverse order of the registration. One of the student is asking where it is registered. One of the student is asking where it is registered. It is registered somewhere in our program memory only. It's like they will declare an array of function pointers. So in that it is registered. So when my process is terminated, first the registered functions are called. Who will call this ABC function? 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 Exit will call, not main, not at exit. Exit will call. Observe. Read this point. Exit before terminating the process. Below tasks it will do. First task. All functions registered with at exit and on exit are called in the reverse order of the registration. All of you are getting the point? Who will call that ABC function? Registered function? Exit will call. When my process is terminated normally, then that function is called. When my process is terminated normally, then that function is called. Is that point is clear? Main is not calling. Exit is going to call. One of the student is asking, what is the need of registration? One of the student is asking, what is the need of registration? One thing I need to tell you, at the time of termination, if you want to perform some tasks, at the time of termination, you want to perform some task. So just you register it automatically, automatically that functions are called like destructor, correct? When the scope of an object ends, will you agree automatically destructor is called? When you create an object, will you agree automatically constructor is called? Default constructor, okay? Parameterized constructor, like this different things you might have observed. We are not explicitly calling. Even though we are not explicitly calling, whenever the scope is ended, similarly here also, whenever a process is terminated, automatically it is called. One thing I need to tell you that I hope you may know ISR also. Whenever that event is happened, that should execute. Have you heard this ISR? Interrupt service routine. Whenever any event happened, you need to trigger some task. You need to perform some task. Here also, whenever a process is terminating, you need to perform some tasks, such as assume that in your program you allocated so much of dynamic memory. When your program is terminating, you need to free the memory. That is a proper process. Assume that you opened so many files in your program. When your process is terminating, you need to close the files. So what is the meaning is at the time of termination, whatever the works you want to do, all those works you need to write it in that function. Time of terminating, just 1 minute. The work you want to do, all those works you need to do in that function. Unless you're getting the point. So those that function we no need to call explicitly. That function we no need to call explicitly. Whenever my process is terminated normally, that function is automatically called by exit function. Is it clear? All the pending works you need to do here. All pending works we need to do in this function. Such as, can you tell me? Such as free the allocated memory. Hmm? And such as closing the files which we opened, such as saving the data which we processed, can you tell me why you need to save the data? to to maintain the data permanently, will you agree? Why you need to save the data into a file, will you agree? To maintain the data permanently. So whatever the pending works are there, whatever the pending works are there, all those pending works you need to write it in this function. At the time of termination, this function is automatically triggered, automatically called. All of you are getting this point? Type 2 in the chat box. When my process is going to terminate, this function is called automatically. Termination must and should be normal termination. It is not an abnormal termination. Now what is the line number 13? Is it a function declaration or function definition or function call? What is the line number 13? Declaration or definition or call? Line number 13 is a function call. Which function you are calling there? Which function you are calling there at exit? And what is the argument you are passing? What is the argument you are passing? You are passing function address. When this function is called, when this function is called, who will call this function? Exit will call the function. While terminating the process, exit normal termination. Exit means normal termination only, right? At the time it is called. Let's observe this. I hope all of you are following this. Let's observe this. Let's compile this. If you might have registered multiple functions, then reverse order of their registration it is called. Observe, hello is printed, hi is printed. Can I say my process is in a sleep of 10 seconds? Hello is printed, hi is printed. Will you agree? My process is in a sleep of 10 seconds. Now tell me, my process is terminated normally here abnormally. Is my process is terminated normally or abnormally? Can I say here my process is terminated normally? Here my process is terminated normally. Now you tell me my process is in a sleep of 10 seconds. I'll press Control C. Again, when my process is in a sleep of 10 seconds, when I press Control C, should I treat this as a normal or abnormal? Should I treat this as a normal or abnormal? Now you tell me, when your process is terminated abnormally, is that registered function is called or not? When the process is terminated abnormally, is that registered function is called or not? No. Is this point is clear? Is this observation is clear? Type C. Okay. What is the second work it will do? What is this? I hope this is, you got it. Don't worry about on exit. If you want, you can open the man page of on exit. You can see that this is also useful for registration purpose only. Second is, all open stdio streams are flushed and closed. All open stdio streams are flushed and closed. Now observe, when the stdio streams are flushed, will you agree? Whenever you use slash n, what I'll do, I'll remove the slash n here. I'll remove this slash n here. I'll remove this slash in here. Now can I say all this data will go and sit into std out buffer? Because I didn't use any slash in there. I didn't use the scanf. So I didn't use the fflash. Can I say hello, hi in ABC? All these will sit in a ABC. If you might have registered multiple functions, suppose if I might have registered at exit ABC at exit DEF. Now tell me here how many functions I am registering? 2. First, which function is called at the time of exit? DEF is called. Next, ABC is called. If it is terminated normally, is that point is clear? The student who is asking the question. Okay, DE9K2. Okay. Now observe, I didn't use any slash n here. Will you agree? I didn't use any slash n there. We didn't use any slash n there. So can I say this hello, this hi, this in ABC, everything will be in a std out? Because I'm using the exit, can I say, because I'm using the exit, can I say that flushing is done automatically? When my process is terminated normally, the data is flushed automatically. See, hello is not printed on the screen, hi is not printed on the screen. After 10 seconds, you observe. After 10 seconds, you observe. Entire data is flushed at a time. Everything is flushed at a time. Now, who is doing this flush work? Can you tell me who is pushing the data from STD out to buffer exit? Now, you may get a doubt. If I comment this exit, then what happens? Is that registered function is called or not? Is the data is flushed or not? It is. It will print. Is the registered functions are called or not? Is the data is flushed or not? Let's observe. Yes. You may get a doubt. Sir, then who is calling exit here? I need to tell you, when your main function is completed, where your program will go? When your main is completed normally, then where your program will go? Underscore start. In a underscore start, exit is called. Again, here I am not calling the exit. How registered function is called? Here I am not calling the exit. How the data is flushed? No need to worry about it. That is because when your program is terminated normally, when it returns from the main, that is also treated as a normal termination. When it is returning from the main successfully, then it also treated as a normal termination. Then also it is called. I need to ask you one question. Exit is a library function or a system call? Exit is a library function or system call? Library function. Underscore exit is a system call. So can I say this library function internally calls the system call? This library function internally calls the system call by doing this pending works. And don't worry about temporary file deletion. Now here underscore start is not calling the registered function. Underscore start is calling the exit. So that because of that reason this is called D9S4. Try to understand, when my program will come out of the main, my program control goes to underscore start. In underscore start, the exit will be there. That is the reason this is called. Underscore start is not calling the registered functions. Underscore start is calling the exit. So what the exit will do? Exit is used for what? Let's conclude this point. Exit is used for what? I'll write the question and answers. Try to understand this. I'll continue this. Exit is used for what? Exit is used for what? Answer is to send exit status to its parent. Now tell me, in a main if I use exit 0, who will receive that exit status? Can you tell me, in the main if I use exit 0, who will receive that 0? In the main if I use exit 0, who will receive that 0? Bash will receive. Process, not a function. Try to understand. Exit is used to send a exit status to its parent process. Underscore start is not a process. Underscore start is a function. Now tell me, when I compile this code, when I load this code into the RAM for execution, who is a parent for this process? Try to understand. When I compile this code, when I run this code, who is a parent for this process? Will you agree? Bash is a parent for this process. Will you agree? Bash is the parent for this process. Now you tell me, in a main if I use exit, who will receive the status of this process? Can I say bash? All of you got the clarity? Not underscore start, it is a bash. It is not an underscore start, it is a bash. Underscore start is not a process. Underscore start is a function, right? Hmm? Is that is clear? Now observe. Exit is used for what? Exit is used to send a exit status to its parent. One question came from one of the student. When we load our code at that time, only bash acts as a parent. See, whatever you are executing on that command prompt, whatever you are going to execute here, any command, who is a parent for this? Bash. BE8, E2, got the point? Whatever we are going to execute, any command. Now here, your friend question is, even though if I comment the exit, how it came? Even though if I comment this exit, how it came? Now tell me, when main function execution is completed, where it will go? When main function execution is completed, where my program will go? To underscore start. That underscore start will call the that underscore start will call the exit. Is that point is clear? Even though here if you don't use exit, my process is terminated normally. Even though if I don't use exit, my process is terminated normally. So then these works are done. If as a programmer you want to send proper status to bash, then you use exit 0 or exit 1. Otherwise, no need. Now, one thing I need to tell you, exit internally calls underscore exit. Yes or no? Malloc internally calls brk or sbrk. Malloc is a library function, brk, sbrk are the system calls. Similarly, exit internally calls underscore exit, but it will not directly call. Before calling the underscore exit, what exit will do? It will do that pending work, whatever we discussed. If you might have registered any functions, those registered functions are called in the reverse order of the registration. How to register any function? So that function should be called at the time of exit using at exit or on exit. At exit is a blocking function, yes or no? At exit is a blocking function, yes or no? No. If at exit might have a blocking function, this high statement might have not printed. If at exit is a blocking function, will you agree this high statement may not be printed? If at exit is a blocking function, will you agree this high statement will not be printed? So any doubt in this, please let me know. Exit is just used to remove the child from the zombie process. See, S7 try to understand. Exit is used for multi purposes. Exit is used to send the exit status to its parent. Once child is sending the exit status, parent collects the exit status, then child is removed from the zombie. Don't think that when the child is sent the exit status, child will remove from the zombie. No, again, don't think that when the child is sent the exit status, child will remove the zombie. No, parent should collect it, then only it is removed. Again, simply when the child is sending the exit status is not the meaning that the child is removed from the zombie. Getting the point? Simply when the child is use exit status, use exit. Don't think that the child is removed from the zombie. No, parent must and should collect it. Then only child is removed from the. How the parent should collect? Using the wait or wait PID. See, underscore exit will see exit will call underscore exit by doing this works. This underscore exit internally communicates with the process manager. So then this exit has to do more work. Terminate the, yes, exit will do some more work than the underscore exit. Very simple thing I'll tell you. Suppose our office is closing. I don't know, you may know it or not. One boy is there in our office, Mahesh boy. So when I'm leaving the office, I no need to worry about all these things to switch off the door, switch off the lights, and switch off the server and all of the things. Just I'll leave the office. But what is the job of this person? He need to do all these works and then he need to close the door. Will you agree? Will you agree this? So here also this exit before calling the underscore exit, it will do this. One more thing I need to tell you. Underscore exit is a system call. Underscore exit will not do all the works which we discussed just now. Observe. When, now tell me in line number 16, exit, am I using the exit or underscore exit? In line number 16, am I using the exit or underscore exit? Do you agree? Underscore exit. Now observe what the underscore exit will do. Observe, this underscore exit will not do the work of exit. Underscore exit will not flush the data. Underscore exit will not call the registered functions. Observe here, what happened? Can I say hello, hi, and in ABC is not printed? All of you are getting the point? Hello, hi, and in ABC is not printed. Now, can I say underscore exit is used to terminate the process immediately without doing any pending works which is done by the exit? Underscore exit is used to terminate the process immediately. Underscore exit is used, but sleep is executing. Yes, definitely. All these are executed. It's not the meaning that these are not executed. But this data is present where? This data is present where? In std out buffer. But because of underscore exit, that is not flushed. Because of underscore exit, you registered functions are not called. Now can I say exit will do some additional work, but underscore exit is immediately terminate the process when you call underscore exit? Exit, at least it will do some work and then it will terminate the process. Underscore exit Immediately it will terminate the process when that function is called. Doubt in this? But basically this exit and this underscore exit both are used for what? Basically this exit and underscore exit both are used for what? To send the status to the parent. To send the status to the parent and remove the child from the, if parent is collected then it will remove the child from the zombie to terminate the process. Now tell me, in main if I use return, where it will go? In main if I use return, where it will go? It will go to underscore start. In main if I use exit, where my process will go? Everything you need to think in the process point of view. In a main if I use exit, where it will go? Can I say my process total terminates? It will not go to underscore start. My process totally terminates. Bash is the parent process for this, right? Now I'll wait for few minutes. If you have any doubt about the exit or underscore exit, please let me know. If no doubt, we'll move to the wait and wait PID. If you don't have any doubt, where we need to use exit, can you tell me? Immediately try to reply it in a parent or in a child. Where we need to use exit, in a parent or in a child? In a child. For what purpose? For what purpose? To send the exit status. One of the student is asking, will underscore exit lead abnormal termination? No. Underscore exit is also normal termination, but normal immediate termination. Underscore exit is a normal immediate termination. One of the student is asking, in child exit 0 parent then zombie process is not created, is it correct? See, in a child if you use exit, in a parent if you collect the status then only it is not it is removed from the zombie. Simply in a child if you use exit, in a parent if you don't collect the status, child is not removed from the zombie. Again, simply if you use exit in a child, in a parent don't collect it, then still it is in a zombie. So how the parent need to collect? How the parent need to collect? Using the wait or using the wait PID. Now you tell me some answers here. I'll write the question and answers here. Tell me, if I use exit 0, what is the meaning? Exit 0, what is the meaning? Normal, successful termination. If you use exit 1, normal, failure, termination. If you use underscore exit 0, normal, successful, immediate termination. Normal, successful, immediate termination. Immediate means the pending works it will not do. The pending works like calling the registered functions and flushing the data, it will not do. But normal, successful. Now tell me, underscore exit 1 means normal, failure, immediate termination. I hope these 4, 19, 20, 21, 22 I hope these 4 lines are clear to everyone. If it is clear, type C in the chat box so that we'll move to the wait system call. So that we'll move to the wait system call. So that we'll move to the wait system call. Next. Temp files, don't worry. What is a temp files and all other things? Don't worry. Okay. Don't worry right now. Okay. Now let's go for the wait system call. Just a minute. I think this PDF I need to upload today. Is it? Am I uploaded this? No, right? Because today I'm discussing this wait, right? So I need to upload this today. Wait system call. Observe. The wait system call. The wait system call waits for one of the children of the calling process to terminate and returns the termination status of the child to the buffer pointed by S. The status will be available here. Again, where we need to use the wait system call? Can you tell me where we need to use the wait system call? In parent. For what purpose? For what purpose in a parent I need to use this wait? To collect the status. So once the child is sending the status, parent is collecting the status. So what happens to the child? Once the child is sending the status, parent is collecting the status. What happens to the child? Child is removed from the zombie, out of the zombie. Correct. Hmm? I'll write few points here. So point number 1. Now the discussion is about the wait system call. Wait is a blocking function. Will you agree? Scanf is a blocking function. It will scanf is a blocking function. It will block till the user supplies the input. It will block till the user supplies the input. Similarly, wait is a blocking function. It will block the process, parent process, till the child gets terminated. Wait is a blocking function. It will block parent process till child not completes, not completed. Hmm? Upon successful waiting, upon successful waiting, it returns child ID. Upon failure, upon failure, it returns -1. Suppose when the parent is using the wait system call, at that time there is no child is there for the parent. Again, parent is using the wait system call, at that time there is no child for that parent. So then wait will fail, it will return -1. Observe, this is one process. Okay, there is no child for this process, but still you are using the wait here. Will you agree there is no child for this process? If there is no child, still the parent is using the wait, then wait will not block. Wait will not block. It will return immediately by failure. It will return -1. Is that point is clear? If there is no child process, but the process is still using the wait, So at that time, the weight will fail, it will not block, it will fail, it will return -1. What is the prototype of weight system called? What is the prototype of weight system called? Int weight int star status. Will you agree? Int weight int star status. I hope you got return value of the weight. Hmm? Upon success, it will return the child ID. Upon failure, it will return -1. You may get a doubt, what is this status? Whatever the child is sending, exit 0, exit 1, or whatever it is, that status will be available in this address. One thing I need to ask you, when I am passing one address to you, how you will catch? Suppose I am the main. Suppose I am the main, you are the wait function. Suppose I am passing one address to you, integer address, how you will catch with a pointer? Suppose you are returning the address to me, how should I catch? Suppose you are returning the address to me, how should I catch with a pointer? Hmm? Is that point is clear? I'll show you so that it will be better to understand. Header.h void main. If fork double equals to 0, if fork double equals to 0, else. Now tell me, who will execute the body of the if? Who will execute the body of the else? Who will execute the body of the if? Who will execute the body of the else? Can I say body of the if is executed by the child, body of the else is executed by the parent? Hmm? In a if, what I will do is printf in child PID is equals to percentile D slash n comma get PID and sleep of 10 seconds and printf in child after sleep and exit 1. Just for the time being, I'm writing exit 1. Int r comma s printf. Now can I say else is an exclusive parent code? Will you agree? Whatever you written else from line number 16, only parent will execute. Can I say these variables are only exclusive to the parent? These variables are exclusive to the parent process. Will you agree? Those variables are exclusive to the parent process. Hmm? So observe in parent, just a minute. In parent, in parent before wait. R is equals to weight of ampersand of S. Printf in parent after wait and file 1. What is the R holds here? R is equals to percentile D, S is equals to percentile D, R comma S. Can you tell me what is the R holds? R holds the child ID. S holds the status of the child. R holds the child ID. Hmm? S holds the status of the child. All of you are getting the point. R holds the child ID. S holds the status of the child. In a child, you no need to use any variable. This one will come and sit here. In a child, you are sending the status. Parent is collecting the status. All of you are getting the point. This one will come and sit here. Whatever the child ID is there, that ID will, upon success, I am saying. Now tell me, parent is in a still while one, child is going to terminate after 10 seconds. Parent is in a while one, child is terminating after 10 seconds. Huh? Now you tell me, because parent is collecting the status, child is sending the status, even though parent is alive, can I say child is removed from the zombie? Just for example purpose, I used one there. Just for example purpose, I used one here. But actually, in this you need to write, if my work is done successfully, exit 0, else exit 1. Yesterday, will you agree? Yesterday I shown this. So just example purpose, just showing purpose, I used exit 1 there. Will you agree? Now this status, whatever the child is sending, the status will come and sit here. Exit 1 means normal failure termination. Will you agree here? Just for example, my child process is not doing any work. Hmm? Just a slip of 10 seconds. It's not doing any task. Suppose my child work is, it need to open a file and it need to read 10 characters from the file. Suppose child work is, it need to open a file, it need to read 10 characters from the file. But it is opening the file is not present. Now tell me what the child should send to the parent. It is opening the file, but file is not present. Can you tell me what it need to send? Exit 1. It opened the file, it fetched the 10 characters. Can you tell me what the child need to send to the parent? Exit 0. Got the point? Just here it is not doing any work. The child is not performing anything, just example purpose I am showing. That is the reason I used exit 1 there. Anybody is having any doubt about this wait system call? It is a blocking function. If any child is there, then it will block the parent till the child is completed, terminated, maybe normal or maybe abnormal, maybe success, maybe failure, maybe immediate, maybe whatever it is. It will wait till the child terminates. And what is the R holds upon successful waiting? What is the R holds upon successful waiting? PID of the child. PID of the child. Upon failure, -1. What is the S holds? What is this S holds? Status. Hmm? And now observe, parent is still in a while one loop. Child, after 10 seconds, it will complete. We need to observe from another terminal. Child is removed from the zombie or not. From the D function or not. We need to observe it. Very interesting observation. I'll open one more terminal here. cd linux underscore 89 process management ps hyphen e. Now tell me, is there any a dot out process is there? Is there any a dot out process is there? No, right? Now what I will do is let compile this code. Okay, wait, some function I need to use. Okay, no, I'll think about it. Now observe, parent and child 122 123 is there. Now can you tell me child is completed after sleep? Parent after wait came. R is 123. Child ID is 123, right? Child ID is 123. But what is the child is sending the status? What is the child is sending the status? Child is sending 1. But parent, in a parent we got, in a child we are sending 1. But in a parent we got, in a child we are sending 1. In a parent we got 256, right? In a child we are sending 1. In a parent we got 256. What is this R? What is this R? Can I say child ID? Why 256? We'll discuss it. Why 256? We'll discuss it. But in a child we are using exit 1. But when it comes to the parent, it becomes a 250. It is becoming a 256. What is the reason for 256? We'll see that. But now you tell me, child is in a defunction state or not? See, 123 child process is not there. Can I say parent execution is not yet completed? Even though parent is not completed, child is removed from the zombie. Even though child execution is completed, process manager is removing the child from the zombie. Why? Because sending the status and collecting the status event is done. One more thing I need to ask you, all these processes are under the guidance, under the control of which? Whom? Process manager. Hmm? Under the vigilance of process manager. Now observe this. This is the blocking function. When it will block? This is the blocking function. When it will block? When it will block? When the child is running. When the child is running. Hmm? See, whatever the child ID is there, that child ID you are getting in the R. S7, try to understand. Whatever the child ID you are printing here, the same thing you are getting R. If child ID is 123, R holds 123. Getting the point? But here you are sending 1, but in this S we expected 1, but we got, in this S we expected 1, we got 256. What is the reason and all other things we'll see. Now you observe, in a parent, don't use any wait system call at all. Now tell me, child is sending the status or not? Now tell me, child is sending its status or not? Yes. But tell me, parent is collecting the status or not? Tell me, parent is collecting the status or not? No. Let me compile the code and let me show you. Let me compile the code. Let me show you. What is the child ID? What is the child ID? 133. After 10 seconds, child is completed. Hmm? Now tell me, even though child is sending, but parent is not collecting, child is still remains in the zombie only. This is very important observation. Take time. Even though child is sending, parent is not collecting. Even in that case also, child is in a zombie only. Hmm? Now my question is why this command prompt not game? This is the bash. This is the 132 parent. This is the 133 child. Why the command prompt not came? Can I say in a parent while one is there? Can I say in a parent while one is there because of that command prompt not came? One student is asking one question, sir, why it will move to into zombie? Because parent is not collecting, right? Why it is moved into the zombie? Because child is sending the status, but parent is not collecting. But still parent is alive. In this situation, until and unless parent terminates, the child will not remove from the zombie. In this situation, until and unless parent will not terminate, child is in a zombie only. So here 133 process is be terminated after the wait. See, 133 is the child. Try to understand S7. 133 is the child. In a child, we are not using the wait. In a child, we are using the sleep of 10 seconds. But if I use if I use wait here, if I use wait here, the parent will wait till the child termination. S7, BE9, S7, try to understand. Can I say this is a blocking function? Suppose this is a y plus 1. This is the y. Leave it about 133, 132 or whatever it may be. Y is the parent, y plus 1 is a child. All of are you following? BE9, S7. Y is the parent, y plus 1 is the child. Now tell me, in a child we are using exit. That exit status will come here. The child ID is y plus 1. What is the R holds? Y plus 1. Hmm? Upon successful waiting. Is it clear? Suppose parent is not using the wait system call. Parent is not using the wait system call. So then parent is in a while one. Will you agree? After 10 seconds, the child will complete. After 10 seconds, child execution is going to complete. All of you are observing this point. After 10 seconds, the child execution is going to complete. Now tell me, child is in a zombie or it is removed from the zombie? Now tell me, child is in a zombie or removed from the zombie? It is in a zombie until parent is alive. Until the parent is alive, child is in a zombie. Now, please let me know. Don't worry about why 256 there. There is a long discussion is on that. Why 256 when you send one there? That may not happen in a today's session. But till now, whatever a discussion is happening, any doubt, please let me know. Now tell me, once again, if the parent is using the weight, suppose once again, if the parent is using the weight, is there any child at this moment? For this parent, is there any child? No. Can I say this weight will not block? It will fail. In that case, the weight will not block. It will fail. Immediately, it will come out of the weight. It will return -1. Yes, correct. BE8N1 is asking, sir, in full normal case, where child is sending the status and parent is collecting the status, there any instance in between that the child may become a zombie? Yes. Suppose, observe, observe here, just I'll write it here. BE8N1, excellent question. Now observe, sleep of 20. Now can you tell me, child is sending the status after 10 seconds, but parent is collecting the status after 20 seconds. In between 10 seconds gap, the child is in a zombie. All of you are getting the point? In between that time gap, the child is in a zombie. Hmm? In between the time gap, the child is in a zombie. I don't know you are observing or not. One of the drawback of the weight in a parent, we are losing the concurrency between the parent and child. Again, when you use wait system call in a parent, will you agree? Wait is a blocking function. So parent execution, it's blocked till the child gets terminated or child gets send a status. So here, when we use wait in a parent, we are losing the concurrency between the parent and child. If you use wait in a parent, we are losing the concurrency between the parent and child, because parent is a block. Parent is gets blocked. Now one thing I need to. Okay. Now I'll compile once again. I'll show you. I'll compile once again. I'll show you this code. /a.out. Observe. Observe here. Our child is completed. Even though child 143 process is completed, still it is in a zombie. Why? 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 Because parent is not collected at that moment. Now observe. Now parent is collected. Can I say parent is collected? Can I say the child is removed from the zombie? In between that time gap, the child is in a. In between that time gap, the child is in a. In between the time gap, child is in a zombie. Anybody is having any doubt? Please ask it. See, one thing I need to tell you. If you want to understand the system programming, you should know the C programming. If you want to understand the low level things like kernel programming, driver programming, all other things, you should know the system programming. One of the student is asking, sir, if we use wait in parent and does not give exit in a child. Good question. One of the student question is try to understand, sir, let's use wait in a parent, but don't use exit here. Now can I say child process after completion it will go to underscore start. Child process after completion it will go to underscore start. There they might have used there they might have used exit. Now observe we got status as 0. That's what I'm saying. In a parent, it is in a child, it is not a mandatory to use exit because it will go to underscore start. Got the point? But in a parent, mustn't should use wait. If parent is having the multiple childs, so parent should use multiple times wait system call. BE9D3. Suppose parent is having 3 childs, so it need to wait system call 3 times, or it need to use while loop. Again, if parent is having a multiple childs, that's what in a tomorrow entire discussion will be on this only. That's what in a tomorrow entire discussion will be on this only. And why we are getting 256, that is also we need to discuss it. One of the student is asking very interesting question, sir, underscore start is having exit, then why should I use exit? Underscore start every time it will send exit 0 only, but you may need to send 1 also, failure. You need to inform to the parent that my work, I'm not done my work, so parent need to do appropriate action on it. BE9 S7, got the point? Underscore start is having exit 0, but as a system programmer, your responsibility, you should not depend upon underscore start. Your job is, your work is done or not, you need to inform it. You may get a doubt, sir, instead of exit 0 exit 1, can I use exit 2, can I use exit 3, can I use exit 4? Yes, you can use, but as per the standard only these two we need to use. As per the standard only these two we need to use. Suppose in a child, instead of using exit 1, if I use exit 2, just a minute, in a child, instead of using exit 1, if I use exit 2, in a parent, can you guess what is that S holds? In a parent, can you guess what is that S holds? 512. It's not a 256. You'll get a 512 now. In a parent, you will get 512. All of you are getting this. If you send 1, you got 256. If you send 2, you got 512. We'll see what is the reason of that. We'll see that. There are so many things we need to talk, we need to discuss. So many things we need to discuss about it. Is it clear? Tomorrow, many more things we need to talk about this wait PID, and all other things. Today, I'll share this. So many things are there, and this table we need to discuss. This table we need to discuss, and you will get an idea why I'm getting. See, when the child is sending the exit in a parent, the status will be collected in the second byte. That is the reason we got status will be, we are passing address of S, right? Integer address. In that 4 bytes will be there. In the second byte, the status is filled. We'll see tomorrow this discussion. Is it clear? Tomorrow, many more things about, again, 2 more classes required for this wait and exit only. Again, 2 more lectures are required for this wait and exit only. Is it clear? I hope you got basic idea how to remove the child from the zombie. In a tomorrow session, if parent is having the multiple childs, then what is the scenario? And what is why we are getting 256? If the child is terminated abnormally, then what is the situation? And we need to talk about some macros also here. So many macros we need to discuss it. Don't worry, one by one, we'll discuss it. Today, how many of you understood the today's session? If you understood, type 1 in the chat box. Okay, then. I'm going to wind up the today's session. Tomorrow, before coming to the class, please try to refer this. V20BE8 R5 is asking when an online assessment is scheduled. Online assessments we need to discuss with the Siddiq when it is scheduled. After that, I'll check it out. Is it clear? When it is going to be? Now the time is for BE10 assessment is there. After that, your assessments will be your second assessment, right? First assessment you are not cleared. If you are available in a Bangalore, directly come and attend the inter assessment. Today, I think 4 students came. They came and they attended. R5, are you in a Bangalore? Yes. If you are in a Bangalore, you can come and you can send a mail to Siddiq sir. We'll accept it. Will tomorrow or Monday we'll schedule it. Hmm? Okay. I'm going to wind up the today's session.